2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? London! London! Yay me!
Your dad seems pretty serious this time. What makes you think that? Well, he's capitalized and underlined disinherit.
The D word?
You may be book smart, but trust me on this. When it comes to things that truly matter, like dating, it's time for the pupil to become the pupil.
Welcome to Rabbit Hole Radio, the place where we dig beneath the surface, question the narrative, and uncover the stories people missed. From internet mysteries to pop culture deep dives, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. So get comfortable, because today we're going down the rabbit hole. Recently, I've been rewatching Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck, and I just noticed some stuff about London Tipton that I thought would be interesting to share with everyone, so that's what we'll be talking about today. I'm pretty sure everyone remembers London Tipton the same way, rich and spoiled, confused about the world, and hilariously disconnected from reality. She was Disney Channel's ultimate airhead. The jokes were pretty simple. London would say something absurd, everyone would stare at her, and then cue the laughing track. But here's the thing, watching The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or Sweet Life on Deck as an adult, the less that joke actually holds up. Because underneath all the chaos, I noticed a pattern. A really weird pattern. I noticed that London only plays dumb when it benefits her. And when it doesn't, she's very observant, she's very strategic, socially manipulative, and emotionally sharper than almost anyone around her. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down what I like to call the strategic ditz theory. And by the end, you might realize London Tipton wasn't the joke. She was surviving one. But before we get into the psychology, we need to talk about something called flanderization. This is when writers take one personality trait and exaggerate it until it becomes the whole character. And London is one of Disney's clearest examples. If you've seen the episodes, you'll remember in season 1, she isn't dumb. If you watch the first few episodes carefully, she is entitled, impatient, dramatic, but she's fully aware. She understands social hierarchy, she understands manipulations, and she reads the room fast. Her insults are pacific, and her observations are intentional. And that's definitely not stupidity. That's privilege mixed with intelligence. But over time, the writers simplified her. They made her misunderstand basic words, forget obvious things, and lose common sense entirely. And that's something important to pay attention to, because it means there are two Londons. Early London and exaggerated London. But even after that shift, you can still see the real London slipping through. Now, let's talk evidence on that, because if London is dumb, explain this. Chess. Multiple times, London demonstrates advanced strategic thinking. Chess isn't about memorization, it's about prediction, pattern recognition, planning, sacrificing for payoff. These are executive functioning skills, and London has them. Then there's her social manipulation. People forget this because it's played for comedy, but London constantly controls social situations. She knows how to get Maddie to stay as being her friend, she knows how to guilt people, she knows how to leverage her wealth, but most importantly, she knows exactly how people see her, and that's power. There's an episode where Maddie and Esteban think they're manipulating her through horoscopes, and for most of the episode, London appears oblivious. Until she isn't. And that reveal matters, because it suggests she was clocking everything, watching, testing, and that's a reoccurring trait. London often lets people underestimate her, and that is not weakness, that is positioning. But here comes the part where the whole character changes, because you can't understand London without Wilfred Tipton. And let's be real here for a second. He's one of the worst parents on the Disney Channel. While he does give her money, access, and luxury, but he's never present. He is never consistent, doesn't give her emotional safety, and he's always gone, always replacing family with business. Whenever he makes plans with London, it always seems like he's choosing someone or something else. And for a child, that does a lot of damage. London's entire life is built on conditional love. She gets gifts instead of affection, trips instead of apologies, credit cards instead of connection. And honestly, that teaches a kid something very dangerous. That love is transactional. And once you've learned that, you stop expecting real intimacy. And here's where the theory gets a little darker. What if London's airhead personality is partly a coping mechanism? 'Cause let's think about it. When your family constantly disappoints you, if your emotional needs are constantly unmet, if every serious feeling gets ignored, you adapt to that. And adaptation can become absurd. You become too silly to feel the pain, too distracted, too chaotic. You learn to become shallow. Because if you stay surface level, you never have to go deep enough to feel the hurt. And look at how often London deflects vulnerability with nonsense. She quickly changes topics, makes jokes, acts confused, creates spectacles, and that's classic emotional avoidance. And that isn't stupidity, it's protection. And when she does get vulnerable, it's fast, it's raw, and it usually gets buried immediately. That tells me the emotions are there. She just doesn't stay there long enough to really feel them, because if she does, she'll stay hurt there. And now, let's talk about one of the most understood dynamics in the show. Maddie Fitzpatrick isn't just her employee, she's her emotional anchor. London constantly pushes Maddie away while keeping her close at the same time. And why does she do that? It's because Maddie represents something London can't buy: genuine connection. And honestly, I think that terrifies London, because she's constantly insulting Maddie, testing her, bosses her around, but she always chooses to come back. And I think that's because Maddie stays. And for someone with abandonment issues, that means everything. Their friendship is basically London rehearsing trust over and over again. Now I'm going to talk about the strongest evidence I think I found throughout watching this show. It's the holiday episodes that expose her character wounds. And London's are brutal. She has absolutely everything in the world that you could imagine. Like, literally everything. But yet, on the holidays, she's still alone. She's waiting, she's hoping, and she's being canceled on again, just so her father can spend Christmas with his new girlfriend. A billionaire's daughter sitting in a luxury suite abandoned at Christmas. That's the entire character in one shot. Excess without love, noise without comfort, presence without connection, and suddenly the ditziness makes sense. Because what's easier, admitting your family doesn't want to be there with you on the holidays, or acting too oblivious to notice? In my opinion, I really think London is a secret genius. Not academically, not traditionally, but emotionally, strategically, and socially. Absolutely. Her intelligence was unconventional because it was hidden under layers of defense mechanisms, and it was in a sitcom, so I think that's why maybe a lot of people missed it, because the show trained us to laugh before we look deeper. But when you do look deeper, London Tipton becomes one of the saddest characters Disney ever wrote. Not because she was dumb, but because everyone treated her like she was. And eventually, she leaned into it, because sometimes becoming the joke hurts less than fighting it, and maybe that's the real paradox. London Tipton wasn't pretending to be stupid, she was performing survival. But I want to hear what you think. Was London just a victim of flanderization? Or was she one of Disney Channel's most psychologically complex characters hiding in plain sight? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy these type of videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video so I know you're watching. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!